In this video, we're going to continue our discussion on index and match. It's another type of, it's really a fourth type of a lookup. Index on its own is only going to retrieve a value when you specify a row and a column. Column is optional. The match actually does the lookup. So we're going to combine both the index and the match to create a lookup. So in this example here, we have a variety of countries along the side here, and we have a variety of products. And what we're going to do, I'm going to bold that, just make it look consistent. So we're going to look for, in essence, do a two-dimensional lookup. So for instance, if we wanted to find out what is the sales for Japan when they bought or sold sprockets of their sales is 109. If I change sprockets to let's say flugel valves, that will be $100. So we're going to let Excel do this for us. So we're going to first talk a little bit about the match, because this is really where the power comes from. So we'll do an equal match, and the lookup value is going to be the country, so it's going to be B4. And then where do those countries reside? And that'll be this range right here. It ignores everything else. So it's going to look for, I think I had Japan there. So it's going to look for Japan. It finds Japan. It's going to count the number of cells it's away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth one. When you do the match, it's important that you do incorporate an exact match. Because if it doesn't find it exact, even though it may be listed here, it doesn't always work properly. So because you'll notice it says less than and or greater than. It doesn't say equal to, exact. So it will find it and then find the one below it. So you do want to use the exact match. Otherwise, it won't work. We'll hit enter, and that shows us the fifth country. So if I go here to the countries, and let's say I choose France, that's the second item. So now we'll do the same thing for the product. So equal match. And the lookup value will be B5, that's the product name. And then where does it reside? They're located there. And I'm going to leave the match type off just to show you what kind of error you will get, because it's not going to give you an error, it's just not going to be proper. So we know that the flugel valve should be number 3. Oh, it did not even find anything. So kind of proved me wrong here. It actually did give me an error. So we will correct that, and we will add comma 0. In other instances, it just finds what's closest. Okay, so it is its third value. Oddly enough, when I was practicing this, I did just that, and it gave me number 2 for grommets. So it just must be what kind of mood Excel is in when you're doing the recording. So now we're going to combine both of these, because what we're doing is we're looking for the second row, which is row 13 in the spreadsheet, and the third item, which will be that. So it'll be the intersection here, 290, 291. So let's see if that works. So we'll type in n equal index. So remember, the index does the displaying, the match does the lookuping. So the array is what am I going to display from? So I want to choose those items. You don't want to include any of the titles, because guess what? They will be part of the row and column numbers. So here, what am I going to, once I find my row and my column, where am I going to start? It's going to start right here at this upper level in B12, and it's going to work to the right and down. So comma. Now I want to know my row. Well, that's that match. So we'll just include the match again, just as a practice. So the match is looking for the lookup value. That's the country, because the countries are in rows. So that will be this array. No, actually, it's the country. Got ahead of myself there. Now I want to look up the lookup array. This is the list of countries. And I want an exact match, even though it seemed to work. Oh no, it gave me an error last time. So this is giving us the row. You notice in the breadcrumbs here, we're on the row. So now we want to put in this optional column number. So we'll do a comma, and we'll do match. The lookup value is the actual cell we're looking for. The lookup array will be the products along the top. And the match will also be 0. So we're closing the match. The first match that did the row is closed, then we just need one more for index. So we should see 908. So second, and we want, let's see, that's 108, not 908. So we have the second row, third column. So right there, 108. So if we go over here and we change this, let's say to Japan. So now we're the fifth row, third item is 100. So we could change the product to, let's say, sprockets. So we know that we're here at 109. So by incorporating both the column and the row, we can now do a two-dimensional lookup. Whereas with the H lookup and the V lookup and even the X lookup, we're limited to either a column type return search or a row type of search. But by using the index and the match, we can go 2 dimensions. Now in this instance, we just have 4 products in 5 countries. We could have 50 products in 300 countries. So that's where you see the power. And in that regard, as when we did the match, I just provided a actual cell range. If you're doing more than 5 or 6 products, or in your idea of what you want to do, then you may want to name those cells. So only these cells need to be named. And so that is a second example of using the index and match.